Good morning, guys. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. Of course, it's Vlogtober day 30 today. It is 6:43. I've got 2 minutes before my cell phone starts yelling at me, telling me, get out of your room now. This hotel is like a campus. So I actually have to leave this building, then go into another building to get to our shuttle. So I want to give myself a little extra time. They do have breakfast here. If you remember recently, I had a breakfast burrito that I've mentioned like 3 or 4 times since it was so bad. I decided to sleep 15 more minutes rather than go down and get breakfast. So I do have some eggs and things in my bag I can eat, and also nibble on the plane. So that's what I'm doing for breakfast. What else? I slept okay. I woke up a couple times. I probably had maybe 6 hours of sleep, which is fine. We have one leg to Newark. And I don't want to run the risk of saying, it's just one leg to Newark, no worries. It's just, I don't need to have slept, because that's when reroutes happen. That's when cancellations or delays or blah, blah, blah. So let me just say, I had about 6 hours of sleep, and I think it was enough. Ta-da! All right, let's get out of here. See ya. Look at Paris. Look at that cat. Does she want to come in? Do you want to come in? You don't go inside the building, do you? Are you just getting warm? Hi, honey. You won't let me say hi, will you? Hi, honey. Can you say hi? Oh, here, honey. Hi. Can you say hi? You can smell my hand. No? Okay. You sure? Okay. I love this cat. Randomton, Oakland. Anybody shocked? Anybody surprised? Not me. All right, we arrived at our hotel. I'll tell you about our flight shortly, but this is a pumpkin contest at the hotel. There's Cinderella's chariot. I'm assuming that's Minnie Mouse, I'm guessing. Look at this. How cute is that? So cute. BB-8, BB something or other from Star Wars. Buzz Lightyear. And I can only show you part of this one because it has the hotel name on it, but it's designed to look like Up. There's a little house under those pom-poms. How cute is this? Look, the Cheshire Cat. Look at that. Right? So cute. Hey guys, good evening. It is 8 p.m. here in Newark. I arrived in my hotel room a few hours ago. I threw some dinner in my Sabbat Heat. You've seen this before. I prefer it over my Hot Logic Mini, so I really am quite happy with my Sabbat Heat. I found an apple in my lunch bag from last week. Yeah, I know. It was still in great shape, and I ate it with some peanut butter. And yeah, I've just been sitting in my room, grazing, watching some Netflix, and just having a nice, peaceful evening. My layover is just shy of 12 hours. My van is at 5 a.m., so I should be getting into bed pretty soon. But I wanted to say hi and give you a little snapshot of what the day was like. Where this lighting is bad, I do apologize. I'm trying to pretend it's like candlelight. You know, it's very soft light, but today was a bit of a challenge. My crew, thank goodness. Oh my God, thank God I had this crew today. They were fantastic. We really do work well as a team, I think. And today was just, it was a lot. So I think about 2 hours into our 5-hour and 11-minute flight today, full boat. About 2 hours into our flight, a passenger came up and alerted us that there was a gentleman in his seat section that was having a medical emergency. And so thankfully we had a couple open seats. We had very few open seats in the very, very back of the plane. So thankfully this gentleman who alerted us of the problem was willing to reseat himself all the way in the back of the plane so we could have access to the gentleman who was in distress. It was a young man, probably, I don't know, in his 30s maybe. Unresponsive, which is kind of scary. He was breathing, so there's that, but he wasn't really reacting. A couple shakes, a couple sirs, hello, are you okay? His eyes kind of opened up a little bit, so that's good. And unfortunately, he didn't speak any English at all. I thought he spoke Spanish. It turns out he spoke Portuguese. In the two rows forward, thank God this guy was there. A young man spoke Portuguese, so he was able to help us communicate. So one flight attendant grabs. I ended up grabbing the oxygen bottle. Another coworker contacted the flight deck and talked to the captain, and another of my coworkers grabbed the MedLink form, which we use to take down details so we could communicate with a medical office on the ground. It seemed like it was the appropriate time to call for some medical assistance if there was any on the aircraft. I'm going to try not to judge here because the day was just so strange. This light is so bad. One of my coworkers, I think it was Mary, asked if there's any medical assistance on the plane. There was a passenger, the first person to approach us in terms of offering help. The first passenger, we had witnessed him in the gate area before we left because we were there a little early, really arguing with the gate agent and really causing kind of a minor scene. Enough of a scene that we all noticed and most of our passengers kind of noticed. So I'm trying to be generous here, but it was really awkward to see it happen. Our gate agents were able to nip it in the bud, but it was kind of a ruckus in the gate area. And it turns out that this is the same person who made themselves available. I'll take any ship in the storm. I will take any safe harbor in the storm, whatever that saying is. So I was happy that he was willing to help us, but immediately it was obvious there was a language barrier. It turns out it was not the most, it was just a strange situation. I can't give you all the details because I don't want to get in trouble, honestly. But it just, he was going to help us out, but it wasn't really in the nicest way. I don't even know how to explain how uncomfortable it was. But right behind him and immediately following was a young man who looked like a rock star. He had this t-shirt that was cut here. The sleeves were off and he could kind of see his form, which was quite appealing. He is very athletic, but he had this longish hair cut in a really great fashion. He just looked like a rock star. Literally looks like he should be on stage playing a guitar. Turns out he's a surgeon. So thank you very much. And there were no language issues, no language barriers. So he was able to help us out, and he was a hero. I mean, he just jumped in and took over and helped us out. We were able to give him a blood pressure cuff and a stethoscope to help with finding the young man's vitals. Thankfully, that gentleman I told you earlier spoke Portuguese. I set up the oxygen. We use seatbelt extenders to attach the oxygen bottle to the bar underneath the seats, and we followed all the rules and did everything right. And thankfully, the young man responded to the oxygen. Apparently, he knows that he naturally has low blood pressure or something, and he just passed out on the plane. But oxygen is an amazing thing. The doctor said that we should give him something salty because it might help with his blood pressure. I don't know what that means. But he really hadn't had anything to drink or eat, which is not uncommon for passengers leaving Las Vegas because, everyone's having a good time in Vegas. He had apparently gone to Vegas, to Oakland, and then was with us to Newark. So it was kind of scary because he was so out of it. He's a very young man who was he was just so incapacitated by his condition. But the doctor was masterful. My coworkers were just fantastic in terms of taking notes and being available for whatever the doctor needed. And it was just really a fantastic, fantastic end result, because the young man got off the plane not needing paramedics. I swore he should have had paramedics, but it was his choice. Yeah, so I'm not really making it sound very dramatic, but it was really quite, it wasn't the worst medical I've ever had, but it was dramatic. It was dramatic. Then, and I really can't give you too many details here, because again, I don't want to get in trouble by somebody hearing something, but there was one young person of a non-binary gender person. I'm not sure quite how they identified, but was opening up their makeup kit to do a little bit of makeup on the plane, which is not uncommon. And apparently a bottle of nail polish must have opened up in their bag. So they opened up the bag, they're trying to clean it up. Understandable, but I would prefer just to have closed that case, because the smell of nail polish on an aircraft is alarming. In fact, I want to say an American Airlines, was it American? Stopped and turned around because of an odor on board, and it ended up probably being nail polish. Well, the first person who offered to help us that I told you there was a language issue, a language barrier. Well, they had a fit. They had a fit. 20 minutes left in the flight. They lost their minds. Lost their minds because of nail polish. That'll come into play in a moment. And so there was nowhere really to move them. They wanted to move because the scent was so offensive to them. I'm already sharing too many details, but so there was nowhere to move them. So they had to sit. Thankfully, our air system within the aircraft filters the air through a HEPA filter every 3 minutes. The entire cabin, the air is filtered every 3 minutes. So the smell went away like this, which is great. But they really, really were very upset, and they were like staring. One of them was staring like a death stare at me. Like, it was really, really uncomfortable, and they were trying really hard. Both he and his partner are wearing nail polish. At the end of the flight, they're deplaning, and I'm really prepared for them to start yelling and all this. I'm looking at the gentleman who is the most upset. I'm looking at his hands. He had taken his nail polish off on the flight. I mean, which means nail polish remover is involved. It was surreal. It was surreal. If you saw the reaction, it was as if a flamethrower had been aimed at them. And then it was just confusing. It was just very confusing. They were so upset. Waited outside the plane. And I thought they were I don't know what they were gonna do. I was actually anxious before leaving the plane, but yeah, they were gone by the time we got off eventually. It was just a very strange day. For the most part, the flight was very easy and very pleasant. We had a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous couple that were just engaged at the top of the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas. And then we had a couple in the very front that had just been married a couple of days before. So just really met some wonderful, wonderful people, which is kind of the silver lining. Anytime you have a bit of a challenge on an aircraft, if there's any potential sort of uncomfortable situation, 9 times out of 10, there's like 50 other really nice people who sort of lighten up your mood and just prove that the day isn't lost entirely, Another silver lining and something nice is pretty much everybody within like 5 or 6 rows of each of those instances that were challenged today thanked us for our professionalism and how well we took care of situations, and said thank you. They were just like effusive with their gratitude. When have I used the word effusive in public? I don't know. Really nice passengers who seem to appreciate all of our efforts to keep everybody safe and comfortable, and to defuse some really unhappy situations. So just a really long 5 hours and 11 minutes. It was a very long flight. But great cabin crew, as I've mentioned. Our flight crew today, which is our first officer and our captain, really funny. The captain, before, just after he arrived and during boarding, he wore like a little eye patch for a moment. He could see, but it was like this fake little pirate patch for like 45 seconds, just to kind of to be seen, but no one even noticed it, so he took it off. And he taped up a skeleton, a paper skeleton on the front cockpit door to celebrate Halloween. You know, it was really cute. He was very sweet. But yeah, all in all, a good day. It just kind of tested us in terms of our patience and our abilities to handle a medical situation. So it all went well in the end. I did really enjoy how many people thanked us and congratulated us for just being like on the ball, you know. So it was good. I think that's it for the day. I'm sorry it's not much of a video. Tomorrow we're gonna fly to where are you flying? Oh, we're going to Atlanta tomorrow, but our layover is it Atlanta? No, it's Miami. We're flying to Miami tomorrow. We have 20 hours. I don't know where our hotel is in Miami. I'm hoping to have an opportunity to leave the hotel, but we'll see. We'll see. Sorry for the short video. Not very interesting, but I will see you tomorrow. All right. Thanks. Fly safe.